Hi, Steve Lackmeyer here with another edition of OKC Central. I'm here today with Laura Massenat, who is Queen of Midtown, co-founder of Hn8th Night Market. You drink or sell coffee somewhere along the way, mental. But you've had quite a run with Hn8th. They're at Hudson and 8th once a month during spring through fall.
Yes, we have.
And we have one coming up, and it's going to be a fairly special Hn8th, isn't it?
Yes, the upcoming event on the 30th is our final event as a monthly Hn8th Night Market.
So not final for the season, but this is it.
Final for the season and last one, not ever. We're going to come back once a year with the Pro-Am starting on June 3rd next year.
So it'll be a yearly event.
Right.
And what prompted this decision?
The decision is that we've done this thing that we set out to do. We brought people to Midtown. Our neighborhood has developed. People know where we are. People have found a community that they want to participate in. People found out that they want to be together in the city, and we gave them a way to do that. And so we feel like we've done what we set out to do. We're ready to go on.
Remind me, this started what year?
2011.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yes.
And we both remember what happened that first time.
We do. You were there.
You had maybe 3 or 4 food trucks, big truck. I think there was a hot dog cart, but it wasn't much. And you had a long line show up, and then a squad of maybe 28, 29, as I recall, able agents, inspectors and all that raided the scene, and it ended up being the best possible publicity for you and the worst possible publicity for them, as in they may have been a little bit over aggressive, but it ended up generating a ton of interest in that next Hn8th.
It absolutely did. We got a call from Meg Salyer just almost immediately setting up a meeting with all the involved parties and making sure that we could carry this event off in a way that was safe for the public and legal and well permitted, but in a way that was beneficial for the city and for people who wanted to come out.
It may be hard for folks to remember that we barely had a food truck scene when you started this. We maybe had a half dozen of the urban gourmet style food trucks in town. We certainly had a lot of food trucks who've been doing business for years in the South Side, but the food truck scene as we've come to know it, especially there at Hn8th, it was a fraction of what it is now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was in Big Truck Tacos recently, and I noticed on the story on the wall about them when they were starting their business at Big Truck and starting the truck itself in 2009, and talking about food truck culture in other cities, and that's where the idea came from. Not from Big Truck Tacos specifically, but from knowing that other cities had this great food truck culture, and that was something that could be really fun in our city.
And it was you, Jonathan Stranger, who's got Ludovine, a neighbor of yours, and also J.D. Merriweather with Coop Ale. And the 3 of you were the troublemakers.
Yes, that's true.
Did the 3 of you ever envision it would get as big as it did?
Of course not. You can't. We didn't set out to do that. We set out to bring people to our neighborhood and interest them in what we were doing, and in just being community. A huge infusion happened to us when Jonathan Fowler got involved, and his promotion and his financial support, bringing us good music and the sound stage and everything that Jonathan Fowler can bring, because he doesn't, it's just not a signature on a check. It is real support for the event, and he's served on our board too the last 3 years. And
he's been using his family's various dealerships and business interests to really promote a sense of community and getting people to get together for events like this, but also the Norman Music Fest, events in the Plaza District, and now Capitol Hill.
And in Tulsa, and now Capitol Hill in Oklahoma City, yes.
So what's the highest number of food trucks we've seen at a single Hn8th?
The highest number was 52.
Wow.
Even at 52, we're still not asking everyone who applies to join us. So the market has grown. And let's talk about also the crowd size. We've had some huge crowds. What does that hit? I think 45,000 is the biggest that I've heard. I think right now we're around 30,000, which is pretty comfortable. We've spread out the footprint of the event. We've come down to just 30 trucks within the event footprint, but there are other trucks that set up on the perimeter on 10th Street and on other streets. And so that just kind of helps us spread it out through the district.
And your neighborhood has changed. There's a lot more businesses surrounding you now,
Yes.
and other developments have been announced. And then there are a lot of places that have opened up around you. You've got thejerky.com, and that started at Hn8th, didn't it?
That's what I understand. They were only online prior to coming out to Hn8th. That was their first meeting of the public.
And then we're coming out with their cart.
That's right. Yeah, now they've opened their space.
And then there's a ramen noodle place that's opened up down the street. What's the name of that?
Tamashi ramen noodles, yes, delicious.
And then there's all sorts of housing being built to the west of you.
Yeah. The Nature Conservancy came in and chose that location because of everything happening in Midtown and because of wanting to participate in Hn8th.
And then also, obviously, we've got Blue Garden.
Yes.
And and then you've had Industry Flea that's been partnering up on the same days with
that has been fantastic. So last year we had a few shops, pop-up shops on 7th Street as part of Hn8th. And then this year we've partnered with Allison. She's moved everything up to 10th and Hudson and branded it under Industry Flea. It's been great.
Has there been any concern about that these crowds really were getting very large? I mean, is there a downside to that as you're trying to grow a neighborhood?
I think that it's been good. I mean, we don't want it to be bigger. We didn't want it to be bigger. It's been good the way it's gone. It became what it wanted to be.
So, would you encourage others to start this up elsewhere in the urban core, or are you okay with someone else taking it on and continuing it where it is? Or
it won't be Hn8th. I mean, Hn8th is its own thing, and we will. The people who started it and who have worked on it will continue to incubate new ideas in the community and continue to do our event once a year with the Pro-Am cycling races. But other events similar to ours have started, Herd on Herd in Edmond. The city of Midwest City contacted me this week asking how we've done what we've done and wanting to start something similar. So I love it that it's starting to pop up in other places, but we don't need it at Hn8th anymore.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.